Hi, good evening and warm welcome to today's episode of Wake Up Women. It is a wonderful series on taking charge of your finances. It's really bringing out the amazing stories from our community of women who decided to take charge, women from regular backgrounds. They're not women who have got degrees in finance or commerce or economics, but regular women who decided to take charge of their finances. And we are bringing you these stories. And I'm so glad that so many of you are already logged in and waiting. So I can tell that you're all here to cheer for Garima and just standing for all the women who have been working on their money lives. So thank you so much, everyone. I can see so many of you already here. So let's not waste any single moment and get Garima on the screen already. So Garima, if you're here, then do drop a hi, and I'm also going to look you up. And I'm logging in from Nagaland, and I'm experiencing power cut here. Very common in Nagaland, by the way. So if ever you decide to come to Nagaland, be prepared for moments like these. I can see Gunjan is here, Veena, Preeti, Ashima, Archana, so many of you are logged in, Shraddha, Soja, okay, Vijita, Surabhi. So Garima is gonna join in shortly. Anita is here, Mukta, okay. So Garima, did you get my invite? I can send it again. Let's invite Garima again. Okay, Garima, I've sent you the invitation. You will see a pop-up on the screen, a notification, which you then have to accept. So in the meantime, let me ask everyone, what is it about Wake Up Women series that keeps you coming back? You've been working on the same money gym structures, but yet you show up here for all the stories, for all the community members who we've been bringing week on week. So what is it about the Wake Up Women series that keeps bringing you in at 5 p.m. every, Monday evening? I would love to read your comments while we try and also get Garima to join me. Garima, I've sent you another invite. If this does not work, then, see if you have an option on the screen to request it. Okay, I think we're getting her on the screen now.
Hi, sorry. This is the first time I'm doing a live, so pardon me.
So success at last. So thank you so much, Garima. And I told you that I'm going to go public and tell you how much I love having you around in the community. Yes.
It is a acknowledgement of our love.
Yes, yes. And we shall definitely talk more on that. And let's begin. All your community members are already here, waiting to cheer you on. And you represent all the women out here who have taken charge of their finances, right? So please share a bit about yourself and what is it that really brought you to Women on Wealth? So go ahead, Garima.
So first of all, thank you so much, Sheetal. And I see so many women or anybody who's joined. Thank you so much for joining the live with me and Sheetal. I know it's Monday evening. Some of us are wrapping the day, or some of us are starting the day probably. So thank you so very much. Sheetal, quite honestly, I think it was by chance that I came across the page. And trust me when I say that I went back and forth a couple of times because everybody tells you that, you don't need this, you just have to create a budget, keep track of your money, and you keep the money in the bank. And that's how you do it, right? Nobody tells you to do it. And so I had the same approach that I don't need it. I'm getting paid, I'm getting a salary, I know my expenses, and this much is my saving, and I'm happy about it. But then I realized that I have a son, and if not to me, I owe him a good education, a stable life. And for that, I had to be stable, right? I had to have someone that I could go to anytime, day or night, to ask a question, to tell me that, you are not supposed to be doing this and you haven't done that. And I realized, who else but me I can go to anytime. And then I realized I still can't do it by myself, because if I could, I would have. And so I need a group of, I thought I needed a friend. And I realized, what, friends don't have the time to support you in, all these things all of the time. They can guide you, they can have coffee with you, but they can't sometimes push you to it. And that's when I jumped into the community. I said, you know what? I have some 200 odd women in this group and counting. And if they can do it, let me at least, be part of the community. Somebody will push me, somebody will make me do it. If not. And that's what happened. So I joined primarily because I needed a stabler life for my son. I joined because I needed the support and the push and the encouragement from someone like me that, Garima, you can do it. And when I joined, I realized that, I didn't have anything to feel guilty or ashamed about, because there are women who are younger than me in the group. There are women, and I'm very proud of them, trust me. There are women who are, elder to me, and I'm so, so proud of them. And I thought, what, if they can do it, so can I. And since then, I think I have reached out to the community, and glad to say that I don't feel guilty of missing out on certain things. I don't miss out on things because there's always somebody pushing you to do it. So that's why I joined the
Beautiful
community. Yes.
Wow. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. And what a huge takeaway right at the start of our conversation, that you wanted to be that person, one person, that go-to person for yourself, right? Not always looking outside, and also the need for you to provide stability for your son's financial future, for his future. You saw the need for you to be stable first.
Yes.
So the drive really came from within you. So that is just so amazing. Thank you so much for bringing in this perspective also. So yes, and I'm sure you've had your share of challenges which you faced that led you to this point in your life where I said, no, I gotta be stable, I gotta take charge before I can even say that I want to take charge of my son's future, or provide to my family more. So please talk to us about some of the challenges you had.
So, Sheetal, we talk about these challenges very often, but I think women are becoming vocal, and it's good that they're becoming vocal. The world is opening up to hear from us as well. The first challenge, and I think I have never shied away also from saying it out loud, that it's not been easy, right? And I have so many women like me in the community. I will urge them, don't shy away. I'm a single parent, and I've been a single parent for the last 10 years. It's been a decade now. So I think that was a very big challenge. I was in a stage of my life when I was like, how will I do it? And every time I would think about it, that thing would, pull me back 3 steps. I'll take 1 step forward, I'll get pulled back 3 steps backward. And then I realized that, what, I have a LIC policy. I have some policy that I've taken from the bank. I have this, I have that, I have this loan. I just don't know what I should keep, what I should not keep, And I'm paying a premium, but I'm not seeing any return on it. So, and what am I doing, right? And that was a challenge. You go to the bank, and I'm not saying, don't trust your bankers. Please do, because they know what's new in the market. But I lacked the knowledge of knowing whether it was the right fit for me. So somebody would say, you take this policy and you will also get a tax benefit on it. You will get a accidental insurance on it, and you will get blah, 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 and a holiday package, and I will take it. Right? And then I realized that, I don't need it. I don't need a policy for this purpose. I need it for this purpose. So I had probably done some investment which are not working for me. So I I had monetary challenges therefore. And because of that, the guilt would seep in, the psychological challenges as well. And the fact that I did not have a second person to talk to, right, in the house. Uh, I I can't burden all this to my son. He's growing, and I realized that, what, I need something. I need someone. I need an intervention. And luck by chance, I think you were the first person to call me, and here I am, a little more confident, little more not scared of looking at my bank statement anymore, not depriving myself of the joys of retail therapy as well. And most importantly, I'm much calmer when, I talk about my money life. I don't panic no more. So I think those are the challenges, and that's the difference. It's been a slow journey, Sheetal, but I think it's better to be slow and stable than rush into something and then, fall back. So I know, I could have achieved more, but nonetheless, I'm where I was supposed to be.
Wow. And, I think you've just spoken about one of the common challenges that we face because we didn't know better, right? I mean, the intentions with which you might have picked those policies, they were all good intentions, to do well, but we didn't know better. And now, and yeah, I think if anybody else who's watching, listening to you, if they resonate with that, then please do acknowledge, continue to cheer Garima on and all the women out there who are stuck in those situations also, and encourage them to come out of it, right? Because I think there's so much that we can derive out of becoming knowledgeable investors. And like you said, I was doing something, but was it enough? Was it good enough for the future that I want for myself, for my son, right? So that clarity and confidence, it's such a big boost that we get. So yeah, thanks for bringing out your story. Yes. And I'm sure women out here who are not part of our community are keen to know, okay, what are some of the steps which really, really worked for you, besides coming into the community, besides enrolling in the course? What are those some few steps that really, really gave you that boost?
So I think the very first step that gave me the boost was, okay, keeping the community aside. So that is the first and the foremost step, and it'll always be, trust me when I say that. The second thing was, I think one of the things that I learned, we all make plans, we all make financial plans, we all make plans. The thing we miss out is that the plans need to be executed somewhere as well, right? And your plan is only, you are only successful when the plan gets executed. I think the confidence that I got on how to create the plan, the guidance that I got from the course and everything was, how do I create a plan that is very practical? We all want, I don't know what, 2-3 crores for a retirement, or whatever we want, right? But is it a practical thing that I want, right? For the first time, I created something for me which I still remember was that, do I need this, or is it just my want? What is my enough? So, answering those questions, I think was such a big victory for me, because so far I was scattered. Ki retirement bhi chahiye, chutti bhi chahiye, bachche ke liye bhi chahiye. But how much do I want? How do I achieve it? That how I think I learned gradually from the community, and I was able to differentiate that, okay, this is good for retirement, this is good for education, and what is the difference between picking a policy which impacts your tax versus picking a policy for the true purpose of a policy, right? So I think those differentiations helped me get me the right health insurance. After so many years of working, I never realized I should have my own health insurance. The simplest answer would be company to deti hai na, but is it enough? No. So I opted for it with reluctance and with a lot of push, but I did. Or for that matter, some of the things that I implemented rather slowly and gradually after fighting my own self was, do I need something which can still secure my son's future? So yes, I needed to look beyond the policies and decide for, pick up a term plan policy for him, for example. So those are the learnings I learned. And the way everything the community supported was that, you don't need everything. You just need to know what you want, or sorry, what your need is, and how do you achieve it. The how, I think, is missing from most of our tables. So we make plans, but we don't know how to execute. And then when we do execute, the pre-vow Garima would execute things without knowing the end result of it. The post-vow Garima knows that, okay, you know what? How do you execute it to get what you want? Other than that, I think I built some very good habits. I think, keeping a track of your money, and we discussed about it last Wednesday as well. I picked up a long pending habit of reading books, and I realized that we support that. I didn't know that we support that. So now I'm enjoying that as well. We have a community to support stock members as well. It was and it is still such a myth that stock market is this, that it's too complicated. Ye mat karo, isna mat lagao, and all of that, right? But it was so simple, the way you guys explained it to all of us. So I think the how part is what I learned from the community, and I'm always going to remember that. Simple steps, no rocket science, but yeah, simplest steps.
Wow. So some habits which we pick up, that's important. Those are some changes in the habits you brought about. Yeah. And then really finding the key to how to do it. We all know it's good to have a financial plan, but how do you build one? We all know that it's good to invest in mutual funds or stocks, but how do you do that? Yeah. And yes, and then I think I've always known you as somebody who's really, really practical. You look at the pros and cons, you think, I know from knowing you that you'll always look at what could go wrong, what's the worst that could happen?
Think what could go wrong? What's the worst that can happen?
And prepare yourself for that.
One of the things that I want to really call out publicly is, and more than my how, I think the best thing that I could do was when my son told me that, I want to also do, if you can do this course, when can I do the course? So I remember him getting enrolled for one of the very early
kids
course
program.
and kids program, and now I'm waiting for the other one. So I think if I can inspire him to think about it from now on, that is a big victory for the community as well. If we can have our children, our daughters, nieces, sisters, even nephews and sons pick up healthy habits, that's a victory for us.
Absolutely, yes. And tell us more about your relationship with your son now that what are the kind of conversations you guys have at home around money, So please, I would like to know.
So much. So I'll tell you what. So I when I used to do this course, of course, he would sit here, and he's 9. He's going to be 11. Sorry, oops. He's going to be 11 this January. Somebody asked the question. So he's going to be 11. And I think, Sheetal, in our households, it's always been historically, and even today, we don't talk to our children. We don't talk about money in front of our children. We just don't, because somewhere we feel they shouldn't know what are our challenges, or, how we are planning, etc. But I believe we should not openly, maybe you reserve certain items, but there's no harm in letting them know a little bit of your reality as well. I mean, after all, he's my son, he's your child. He will not want to do anything, or he will not want to be a part of anything that is negatively impacting the parent, and vice versa, right? We are there for each other. So gradually, for example, we started off saying that, you know what, let's plan our budget. How much do you need? What, where, you know, so he would list down his birthdays today. Look, you know, these are the 5 birthday parties that are coming up, so plan for this. And, you know, there's a trip coming up, we need to plan for that. So I'm happy about it. We also started during the summer holidays, not in winters. Winters is very difficult for myself, but in summer holidays, we normally have something called as, you know, so for some of the chores, household chores, I do kind of give him, you know, some, uh, you know, he can earn money actually. So if he does 5 things, he earns X amount. And that gives him a sense of earning, right? So today, if he knows that, okay, this is my money, he's more conscious of how to spend it. And I was really happy that for, I think, his birthday 2 years ago, you know, when our elders give us money gifts, monetary gifts and all, I gave him 2 options. I said, either I can put it in your account, or what do you want to do with it? Then he said, you know what, how much money do I have, you know, in his kitty? And he checked and he calculated how much money he got from the elders. And he said, you know what, I want to buy my own bicycle with my money. And this is the only delta that I have, which if you can finance, that would be great. So I was so proud of him when we went. He literally paid in cash to Decathlon for the cycle, and I paid the rest. And I was very, very happy to see that, you know what, he had kept that pocket money that he was earning, and he knew how to use it, and he used it. He knew it's going to bring his balance down to 0. But, you know, he was happy, he needed it, and he fulfilled his need. So I think we reached a comfortable stage wherein I can tell him today that, you know, this is not what I can do this month, or this is not part of the plan for the next 6 months, or can we do it later? That confidence has come up. Of course, I make it a point to not shun his wants also, because as a parent, you're on a very thin line. But yeah, we are in a much better space when we talk about money. Yeah.
Wow. And then I love the fact that you said that, you know, there is partnership. He is a partner in building the financial future you both want for each other, right? So powerful. Thank you so much. And I think we should take a moment and read all the lovely comments that are coming up. Preeti is writing, making children aware of parents' financial situation is so essential so that they can learn to be responsible. Yeah, okay. Then we have the Enthu Archie writing, he earned the cycle in all fairness. Ashima
Yes, he did.
he used his money well, you know. And Diksha's left a comment, beautifully summed up in a word, how most of us started from this. She resonates with you. And so many lovely comments that have come in. And Suma is also sharing your contribution in Wow Book Club is amazing. Thank you. So by the way, Garima is leading the Wow Money Book Club, and there's a full plan set for how many books we're going to read. And there's a very, very powerful book that they've been reading, How Women Rise.
Yes.
And yeah, and one thing I think I will personally mention about Garima is, you know, in all the interactions, for all other women who've been part of interactions where Garima has been a part of it, whether it's a book club or you come into Candid Community Conversations night, we've always experienced that, you know, you genuinely would stand for women, and from your own life experiences, you'll share very candidly, you know, what's worked for you or how we should think, how we should be. You're really, really, you know, supporting women in that manner. So thank you for doing that, right? Thank you for being you, most importantly.
Thank you for letting me be me, Sheetal. I think that's more important, you know, and that's the beauty of the community. You can just be yourself.
Yeah, I totally resonate with that. The Enthur Archie Richa is saying, how can I join the book club? So you can DM in and then we will support you with the information. Okay. Yes. And Garima, what is the message that you really have for all the women out here, all the women who go on to listen to your story?
Speak up, talk. I think most importantly, and not just about money. When I meet some of the younger women or other women as well, we need to realize one thing, that in any, if you're calling it a partnership, there is two of you, right? And if it's two of you, sometime the other person will want to take a break. So there's no harm in going ahead and educating yourself on certain things, especially finance, because um, why do we, I think the society has put in this whole hoo-ha that, only men need to push forward and they have to be pressurized with all the money conversations and planning and everything. Come on, guys, give him a break. He also wants to, probably just sit, watch a movie, not talk about money all the time. That's one. So take that step and engage in those conversations with your man, be it your boyfriend, be it your brother, be it your father, be it your son, be it your husband, be it anybody. Point number two, when it comes to any kind of relationship, please ensure that, respect goes both ways. If you're not getting it, you don't have to stand there and, pray to God or anybody else that, okay, some fine day the guy or the girl is going to respect me. You need to step away, and you need to have the power to step away. Because if you've come so far, you can go forward as well. So speak up. You are facing something, go talk to somebody. If you think your family is going to judge you, find out somebody else. There are communities for it as well. But just don't hesitate. Take a step for yourself, if not for anybody else. I think I always give this analogy that, in an airplane, you always put your mask first and then anybody else's. So secure yourself, educate yourself, secure yourself, so that then you can put a mask on somebody else. I think that's one of the things that I would want to pass on as a message to all women.
Thank you. So the message is loud and clear. So women, please invest in yourself, skill up, be capable, so that you can really you can partner in this area of your life as well, and you can take care of yourself and go on to take care of your loved ones. So thank you so much. There's such lovely comments for you. People are really, really inspired by what you've shared. So thank you, Garima, for coming in and sharing your story. It's been great having you in the community and the power you give to all of us. And for everyone here who's joined in, thank you so much. And this video will be posted in a few minutes. So if you think Garima's story must go out in the world and what she has said, it should reach into more ears, then please do share the video and let it be known that we are helping women take charge of their finances. Much gratitude to you, Garima, for just being here, filling this space and sharing your journey with us. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me, and thank you so much, ladies. We all love you, and Sheetal and we of course love each other.
Yes, we do. All right. So thank you all. Have a blessed Monday evening, and we'll have a blessed week ahead, and we will see you on all the other lives. Okay. Take care, dear community. Lots of love. Thank you, Garima. Bye-bye.
Bye.